I think the best example is going to be my Golf, because it started life as a stock shitbox Mark IV TDI. It's still a shitbox, but it's not a stock one anymore.
Now it's an expensive box of shit?
Exactly. That's a very good way to describe it. Maybe I should make a sticker or a t-shirt of that.
Did you route your mic all nicely? Because I didn't.
Did I what?
Route your mic nicely.
Yeah, I did.
How about that? Just throw that in there.
Think clap. Right. Now that the mics are all correctly, we have our fashion update. Good morning, comrades. We are going out for some, for just one lap, I think.
Some laps.
It's going to be a some lap, yeah. We're doing, actually, 3 question blitz, right?
Yeah, what are you going to post this on Friday, Misha? Yeah. It's a great idea.
It's great, awesome. So, no, we were thinking, hey, we need to do a lap together. What we're going to talk about? We made a questionnaire on Instagram for the upcoming summits, and we decided, like, you know what, we're going to pick a couple of questions from that and talk about it while we do a lap. So there is that. Yeah, it's an advanced scanning system. Now you not only have lap ticket and phone, you also have face recognition. So and that's how you get on the track. Yeah. First of all, how are you doing? Actually,
I'm doing good.
That's good.
Track's open.
That's good.
It's pretty quiet here, though.
It is. It's a nice, very nice day today.
We should talk about the quietness in question 3.
Yeah, we do the question 3. Okay, so stay tuned for quietness question. Question number 1. Maybe you want to kick this off because that came in on your
Yeah,
Instagram.
it came in on my Instagram, and somebody said, since you guys, or we, are such car people, true car enthusiasts, will we ever cave and go electric?
Ooh.
I mean, look, we're driving a 200 horsepower Polo GTI.
Yep.
I mean, let's just say at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
This isn't like a piece of motoring engineering that makes somebody's blood boil. You know, this is a fun car. It's a great car. But this 200 horsepower motor is not what makes me like this car. What makes me like this car is the chassis is fun, the way that it moves around is a blast, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's a great car. And if this had an electric motor, I really wouldn't care.
Yep.
If it could deliver me, this car can do probably at a pace like this, 7 laps, maybe 8 laps on 1 tank of fuel, right? Mm-hmm. And if I could do 6 or 7 laps in an electric car, I wouldn't care.
Yep.
And I think that I'm definitely a tech person. I like technology. I like great bikes. I like iPhones and Samsungs or whatever it is. And I think technology is really cool. And I think there's going to be some really neat things that are going to come out of an electric car.
Yeah.
You don't have to shift.
Yep.
And I know some cars are coming with like a 2-speed gearbox and things like that. But the reality is that you have certain things about those cars that are going to be different and are going to be really cool, right? Mm-hmm. So why shy away from it? Yep. The torque, the immediate torque, the linear power that you can provide from it, if they can get all of the heating of the batteries and the motors under control, you're not going to have heat soak, you're not going to have power degradation over time and things like that. So to be honest, I'll welcome electric cars when they get good. Until then, maybe I'll hold back a little bit and wait until the right car's there. What do you think?
For me, I mean, I don't want it to sound like a marketing talk, since some people are going to be like, oh, he's biased, he has to like them. But in general, I had experience with electric cars before I started working for Rimac, for example. So I did the Audi e-tron. That was like my first proper experience with electric car. I drove a Nissan Leaf before, but that was like kind of like, yeah. That was
I think I drove a Nissan Leaf too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the instant torque is fun and cool, but it's the, what's it called? Some power. Yeah. The instant power and torque.
That's applying power to a front-wheel drive car to get understeer.
Yeah, but no. The e-tron was already good. The e-tron S is good. and now you have the Taycan. So we're getting there. We're just like we're at the point where the electric technology is becoming like really start making sense. So the motors, the battery technology is getting there. So I think in the very nearby future, there are definitely going to be already like electric hot hatches. That's for sure. I can guarantee that, and it's going to be some interesting stuff coming out. And
they're going to be big power.
Yeah, with big power.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, you have the Rim XC2, but that's different level. It's like a 2 million car, which is going to be, not everyone can just go for it. But like the technology is going to be there, and like Robert said, for me, if the car works, then why not? I mean, electric car is offering so many advantages, like with the drivetrain, because you can have advanced torque vectoring, you can steer the power to every single wheel independently. There's lots of good stuff about it. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the first hot hatch track spec club sport car. I
think it's be really cool, and it's for certain something that I'm not going to stay away from.
No, definitely. I think like in like 5 years or something, 10 years is going to start becoming like a mainstream thing. That's going to be my guess for it. But
you could compare it to like manual transmission versus dual clutch transmission, and
exactly,
turbo motors, and all these different things that everyone is written off as junk all along the way, right?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone was against it. Still, people are like, oh no, car needs to be manual. But here, pedal shift, no problem. Turbocharged, no problem.
It's
actually,
fun.
Yeah, it's even better. So, speed limit squirrel.
50.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I slowed down in time, right?
Yep.
It's like the Autobahn. They put those signs up, you know.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then they
flash
take a
you.
picture of you, exactly. Because there we go again.
Back to business.
Next question, after the electric cars, someone wrote to me asking like, hey, is it going to be a good idea to take a BMW E36 328 on the Nordschleife, and is it safe? Well, I think the best example is going to be my Golf, because it started life as a stock shitbox Mark IV TDI. It's still a shitbox, but it's not a stock one anymore. But I was documenting every single like upgrade and lap along the way.
Now it's an expensive box of shit.
Exactly. That's a very good way to describe it. Maybe I should make a sticker or a T-shirt of that. But as long as your car is safe, that's point A. So make sure that it's safe brakes, tires, no leakages, and as long as your mindset is okay, it should be no problem. And even like, for example, I did my first laps on winter tires on stock, not so good brakes, and you just take it easy, and then it's okay. So at the end of the day, again, there we have it. It's all about just knowing what you're doing, what kind of material you're working with, but most importantly, making sure that that material is safe. So absolutely no problem, as long as you're not going to try to push it or set any lap records or anything. Just enjoy a lap. I mean, people come here and do laps with their animals, kids.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely that. I mean, any car can be safe. Obviously, you need to check it, make sure everything's good.
Yep.
You know, you don't want to just go out and fling it around, spill coolant, oil leaks, blow your motor, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure the car's serviced. Make sure that someone that knows what they're doing has gone through the car and inspected it for you if you don't. And go have fun on the Nürburgring. This is Touristenfahrt. This is not a race. If you're thinking that your car is going to have certain limitations, then respect those limitations, right?
Yep.
And don't push it, beyond your means or beyond the car's capability, but just go have fun. How many times have I used the example of the guy in the old Volkswagen Golf that I passed?
Yeah.
And he was in his bench seat just cruising,
Yeah, and having
He
fun.
wasn't out pushing it, but he was enjoying his car for what it was, and I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So by all means, come out with whatever you got, as long as it's safe.
Yep. Fox 9, what does Fox 9 stand for? I know Fox 2 is a missile.
I don't know what a Fox 9 is. That's this Polo. Fox 9 coming through.
Yeah.
Oh, picture.
Picture time. That was full on it. Nice. Inserting. Oh, okay. I was like, what's happening here?
I think it was the Vipperman challenge. He was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
these guys aren't messing around.
Another question was, do we notice an increasement in the amount of foreign tourists, because things should be opening up, like in some parts of the world. In some parts of the world, they're actually closing down.
Yeah.
what would you say? Because like you're here more than I am.
I would say, to be honest, if you want to come to the Nürburgring, you're going to find a way to get here.
Yep.
And I think you can find a way to get here, to be honest. That's I just went to Italy, and I went down and back. Not one issue at any border. Hey, where are you going? Was the only thing I got in Switzerland. I said, I'm going to Italy. Okay, have fun.
Yep.
And so the borders are definitely open. You can get around, you can do things. But I would say, yes, we've been seeing more people.
Yep.
It's been strange though, because there's been days like today that are extremely quiet still. But yeah, definitely starting to see an uptick. And I'm definitely seeing a lot of uptick in people that are riding and just asking what's going on from different countries. They're ready to go. You know, so I think that we're going to start seeing a big change over the next, I don't know, next month really.
Next month probably. No, the same. I can confirm that because I still get lots of questions asking about borders. Even though I made, like a month ago, I made my first trip back to Croatia and back, and that's my third time now here back. And every time, okay, the first time they were a bit more strict. I had to sign a document in Austria that I will not be stopping anywhere, just driving through, because otherwise you need to go in a quarantine, like you have, for example, in UK right now.
Yeah, the UK when you go back.
Yeah, but ever since, like no questions, no issues, no problems. They do ask where you're going, and I told them to Germany. That they like, okay, fine. And in Germany, actually, they asked like, okay, I showed them just like my paper that I live there. And they're like, okay, whatever.
Have fun.
It's all good. So, in case you want to come to the Nürburgring, by all means.
Yeah, check your regulations. But I like I said, I've seen a lot of foreign plated cars, a lot of people that we know, and they are able to come. And I think that we're going to see restrictions getting lightened up quite a bit here in the near future.
Yeah, I think the only issue right now is the UK, that you have the 14 days
on
quarantine if you want to return. So hopefully that will be lifted soon, and yeah, we'll see things going back to normal. As of today, we can get pancakes again at Devil's Diner. So
I saw that. I saw your Instagram story that you were pancaking.
Yeah, so that was like it's very good. I'm very happy. Tears of happiness were shed. So cool. Well, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick lap, and yeah, see you next time. And next
I think the next one will be a summit that we do, right?
It will be a summit, yeah. So we're going to have more talks. I wonder if they're removing the barriers, if they're going to open up the parking spot.
Probably not.
Yeah, we'll see when is that going to happen. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. And for all the questions, ask us some questions for the upcoming video, upcoming summit, or upcoming whatever. But don't ask us if we know when Nürburgring is going to open something or change something, because
when we can drive taxis, because we don't know that.
Yeah, we just don't know. We probably know like 5 minutes before the official message would come out,
right?
Even if at all.
Yeah.
So we have exactly the same information like everyone else. So yeah, unfortunately, this is what it is. But just a small heads up. Cool. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay sane, stay awesome, and see you next time.